Yo, it's actually happening almost. Ho 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 ho. Yo. Hey, yo. All right, hey, we are here, and I'm just waiting for Matt. All right, y'all. I hope everyone is doing good today. Hear me on here. Let's see about that. Okay, there we go. Whew. I'm gonna mute myself on YouTube, so. All right, guys. So the chat is open. I can actually see it too. I also hope that y'all can hear me through my new microphone. Really hope that's a thing. If you could, can't find Zoom calendar. 1 second. Just having slight technical difficulties here. Can y'all hear me like with my new microphone on? It's gonna be slightly delayed, but oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to see if like I hope my headset actually makes a difference in sound quality. Alicia, if you can hear me, just tell me if it actually is good. My girlfriend, yeah, I know she's pretty cool. All right. Matt should be on in a second. All right. Yeah, so guys, as he's coming on, I just want to tell you guys right now, like I'm super excited. I'm gonna actually minimize this really quick so I can actually focus more. Okay, cool. So this guy coming on right now, his name is Matt freaking Butler. And what's he is, let me just read his thing. So he's a former NCAA Division One state. He's a former coastal scientist and engineer, consulting on sea level rise and water quality for the federal and public agencies, which is really cool. This is why we get along so well because I went to school and now I'm just doing the media part, so that's cool. So oh, the chat, okay. Sweet. What else is there? Six-figure online health business while working a demanding full-time engineering career. Oh, look at him! Hey, I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you?
How about now? Check, check. Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can hear you. Okay. Whew. Cool, cool, cool.
Yoo-hoo!
Yo, what's up,
What?
bud?
Dude, some technical stuff, classic technology. What's up with you?
No, man, I'm actually just reading out your on. So let me just keep on doing that, and then we'll just get right into it. So
Okay.
he's lived with type 1 diabetes, uses it as fuel, not an excuse. Want everyone to really hear that. Also, can you got hear me with this thing on, right? Or not really?
Just from my perspective, Ted, it's a little choppy.
It's a little
Just like,
choppy.
yeah, your service, like I can see your bars on the bottom left next to your name, and it's red or yellow, which means like poor connection.
This was happening to me before. Says it says
Well,
excellent. That's weird. This always happens with like the Zoom because I'm like streaming from Zoom through YouTube, so that's kind of like how it's going. So it's going to be up and down. So I'll try to go efficiently as I can, meaning like
and knowing that it's perfect as it is.
yes. So yeah, so for those that like, I love how he's like, I've had type 1 diabetes for nearly fuel, not an excuse. So results over excuses over here. Passionate about helping people optimize their financial freedom and unlock their highest potential in life. Known for his relentless resilience, servant leadership, and ability to bridge science, entrepreneurship, and human performance. This is literally why we're great friends. Believes your greatest adversity can be your greatest advantage. On, on a mission to build healthier leaders, strong families, and lives of freedom and purpose. Welcome to the show, Matthew freaking Butler.
What's up, Ted? Thanks for having me, bro.
Dude, I'm excited to have you on here, man. We're in California, did a little interview there, which my microphone didn't even pick any of it up.
Perfect, really?
Right.
I didn't know that. No way.
No, dude, I was on the flight home and I was going through all my footage and I one that my microphone did not pick up and I was still like trying to figure it all out. So it's all right though.
Yeah. Nice.
So how's your week going, man? Happy Wednesday, aka Hump Day.
Yes, sir. My week is going well. I've been making moves, and my focus for this week has been being really, really present in every major activity that I do. And it's been going really, really well, including right now. I even before this, I took a little time, did some breath work for myself, and just, yeah, man,
There you go.
really trying to prioritize, like showing up in every single event 100%.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like I love that because I've noticed that sometimes when I'm doing some kind of event or like I'm just out, whatever, at work, I'll be like, oh, I have to like do this, but I'm also like in my phone, like I'm like in two places at once. And
Mm,
sometimes I'm like, okay, pause, do what I gotta do, and then come to that.
yeah.
Just because it could really like split you up.
Absolutely, man. And I know that for you, dude, like, I mean, the biggest gift that we can give each other is just our full undivided attention at all times, man, our true presence, you know?
Hell yeah. I um so like getting into the show, what I want to hear from you because all my guess is what the when you hear the word sustainability, what the,
So you kind of chopped up there, but I can,
what does sustain like do you know what sustainability means? And if you do, like what's your own interpretation of it?
yeah, sustainability to me, man, there's different facets of it, but I'll speak through the lens of just what I've been really prioritizing in my life through sustainability, and it's building something that is always nourishing, meaning that everything that you do and that we do in this life should always come back as a nourishing activity, right? So you see people in hustle or grind culture. You see this with the environment too, right? Background is in environmental engineering, right? And so there's the sustainability aspect of nature, but nature is always sustainable, dude. The Earth's gonna Earth for years and years at end, dude. Even without human presence, even what humans are doing, the Earth is gonna Earth, right? But human sustainability is different to me, and what human sustainability is man, doing things that nourish the soul. And not only that, right, but actually nourish others around you, right? So, for example, the reason I even bring up like nourishing yourself is, man, if you're building a business, for example, or the podcast you're building right now, Ted, and you're doing something that feels like a grind, that feels like a drag, right? You're essentially training your brain to associate hard work, grind, and almost like suffering to success. And so when you become successful, right? I don't know what your vision is with this podcast, Ted. I don't know what your platform's going to be. I know you're going to get big because of you. But
Thank you.
yeah, of course, man. But if you're building something right now and it feels like a grind, in 10 years from now, when it gets bigger, when there's more things happening with it, and it's still a grind, did you actually build something that was sustainable? No, because you're still almost getting sucked energy wise. As in fact, if
Mm,
you built something from a place from your heart that is sustainable, that feeds your soul, that nourishes your energy, that's sustainable.
fulfilling.
Right, right. And you practice it right now. Because as this gets bigger and as you blow up, Ted, because you're gonna blow up, as you blow up,
Hell yeah,
right?
I am.
And yeah, like, heck yeah, you are. It's gonna,
It's like yourself, especially.
Heck yeah, dude. So that's what sustainable means to me is that you're in the process, the present moment of building something that is long lasting, but not just long lasting, nourishing.
Mm, I like it. I want interpretation. I'm also gonna put in a little bit of my interpretation, obviously, because it's in the name of the podcast. So there's four pillars of sustainability, and all four of them we're gonna go over throughout this whole podcast. Um, and it's spiritual, physical, and financial. And I believe that as you have of all these pillars covered in your whole life, whether it's, I don't know, like underwater basket weaving or your business, whatever the case may be, and you're enjoying it, like we said, it's not energy draining, but it's also serving the people, serving your community in some way, shape, or form, and you are also getting paid for it. That's my definition of sustainability.
I
And it's
like
also
that.
not obviously harming the environment in any way, shape, or form either.
Good disclaimer.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Um, and I also want to make this whole disclaimer right now because I put so like me and Matt same business. I put my mind to the side, but I want to make a disclaimer that nothing like what we're gonna be saying in this show is not typical results. He's just like unbelievable badass at what he's doing, and his results are not typical. There's no income claims or medical claims of any kind. This is simply period, end of story, his experience in his whole entrepreneurial journey. Just want to make that
Mm,
clear. So I want anything to be out of context. So moving on to that. So out of all four of those pillars, we're gonna start with spiritual health. Right.
mhm, mhm.
Matt, do you believe in God, or are you a faith-based person at all? If not, it's no big deal. I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, I am a faith-based person, not in the traditional sense of Christianity, Catholic, a God per se. I would say that I connect to what I deem is the Great Spirit, which it's, at the end of the day, I won't speak much to religion, But what I
Hmm.
believe God to be is this force of unconditional love, right? And so you
Okay.
can put whatever name on it that you want, but to me,
Very
God is
cool.
unconditional love. And for me, I devote a lot of my time in my day to not just um, God outside of myself, but the God within myself as well, just meaning that I really prioritize self-devotion, right? In my day, in my practice, in my daily life, I'm very, very devoted to myself and being the highest version of myself and being connected and being being a clear vessel for God to work through me.
I like that. So you're not like trying to do anything. You're just looking for like the more improved version of yourself, like that. You're at like say like Matthew 5.0 and you're going time or something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. I think with
Okay.
me, just the way that I view all of this is, doing my work and allowing the universe to work through me, and allowing because if I'm a dirty mirror, or if I'm not doing the work inside to clean up my inside and clean up my soul, right? And I'm just going through life unaware, not emotionally intelligent, or not, treating others very well, right? How can God live within me when I myself have not open enough to accept Him? Or them or whatever you want to phrase. But long story short, like I believe that it's my obligation to do as much work as I can on myself and to live life to the freaking fullest because that's what any God wants you to do is have fun doing it. That's it.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, if you're not having fun doing it, what the hell are you doing? Like, let's be real here.
And realistically, right? Like, everyone wants the freedom to have fun. Everyone wants the time freedom, the financial freedom. Why does everyone want that freedom? Realistically, it's because they want purpose freedom. Why do they want the freedom to pursue their purpose? All of it boils down to, my friend, everyone just wants to enjoy the present moment, the eternal now, because that's the only moment we ever have. They want to enjoy that more. And so, whatever work you're putting in, knowing that right now is the only moment you have, you might as well freaking enjoy it. You know?
Hell yeah. Dude, that's funny that you say that because like there's times when like actually, for example, when was it? I want to say like 2 weeks ago. Me and my girlfriend were at the beach. You know, and I'm surfing. Like she's kind of watching me. Like I'm doing my thing, and I come back in to like check on her. I'm like, hey, how you doing? She's like, good, good. I'm enjoying the water. Oops. Oh wait, my connection is weird. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you. You're still going in and out a little
It
bit, but
just
I'm catching you.
it just said connection unstable. I'm like, I have to like get better internet or something. So what? I check on my girlfriend, and she's like, can I try? I'm like, want a tandem? So like we used my 8 foot board, my foamy, and we just paddled out and like and it was just so funny because she just life and I'm just like, I just love this. Like it doesn't even
Mm,
matter what we could be freaking playing in the sand like you said before, we're just present. So like
mm,
we're going for a wave and we catch a little like go like a few feet, but like it was so much fun. We were just present for each other and the event that was happening. I'm like, how did I feel like I almost lost it in a weird way.
So let me ask you, what does like truly present mean to you?
Feet are like
Mm,
and actually being where my feet are, like allowing my head to you could empty your mind for a second, like be present, don't think about work, don't think about this, don't think about that
mm,
action. And it's really just like I've found that it's like giving myself, and it sounds super weird when I say it out loud now. It's like giving yourself mental permission to be like, "Well, be here,"
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, like everything else just melts away. Like it takes a little practice, but like I've done it a few times. I'm like, ah, it's so nice.
Yeah. And, you know, out of 10, okay, how present would you say you are?
Finally,
Just in general.
oh, I'm pretty good right now.
In general. Out of 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 100.
Oh, general, like seven.
Hey,
I like truthfully about a seven, just because like is good. But other than that, no, I'm fully here. Like I'm not thinking about work. I'm not thinking about anything. Because you said, and I just enjoy having a conversation with people in any state or my geographically, and just picking their brain about stuff and just being like, wow, I'm here with Matt Butler, just talking to him.
yeah.
It's been something we say. If not, sorry I wasted your time. I don't know. Like it's just so much fun.
You'll
Like, you know.
you'll never waste my time, my friend. And just to be so clear, bro, you are such a human connector. I literally, when you walk into rooms, you light up rooms. Literally.
Aw, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
I just know if I do, but I try to leave people better than I found them. That's kind of my motto.
Sustainability. Right?
Um, what's it called? What? So like we're still on the spiritual tab of this show, and I wanted to ask you like whether whatever higher power it is for you, what made you really believe that higher power was real? Like it wasn't like some kind of like psycho kind of weirdness that happened in your head. It was actually like, oh, it happened because I believe in this higher power of whatever it is. Like what? Tell me.
Yeah. I think the most visceral experience that I've had. So I went through a pretty gnarly relationship where I was meant to get married. And about 2 to 3 weeks before I got married, um, the woman that I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with ended up cheating on me with one of my really, really good friends and
Oh,
just left me in shambles. And um, in a pursuit to really dig into, like, why? Why did that happen? And also, who is Matt Butler along the way? Um, I spent a lot of time by myself and just, I remember, the Great Spirit universe, however you want to call it, coming through and being the voice in my head saying, "You got this." And it's exactly how it's meant to be. And I just remember viscerally feeling a greater force. And I remember, I actually went to go stay with some tribes in South America. Um, and I just remember I did a medicine ceremony and God kind of came through in the form of, my own self-devotion and love and just like the voice of God came through me and the one thing he told me was that like you are here to live outside of yourself, meaning, right, like the way I interpret it at least, you
yeah,
are not here for the Matt Butler experience. Man, the Matt Butler experience is a natural universal thing. You'll feel it when you talk to me, right? Like you'll get the Matt Butler experience, but how intentional can you be with that experience to others? And I remember God saying, like, dude, like, you have medicine for this world. You have medicine for this world. Go and spread. Doesn't mean you have to spread the word of God. Doesn't mean you have to spread, like this message that religion is the key and all this stuff. But you know what you have is a superpower of aspiration and a superpower of unconditional love. And I just remember him saying, like, if you trust, and I just went through the moment of the hardest trust issue scenario with my girl, with my woman, that I could have ever gone through. And he said, if you trust, you can change lives. And so I've just made it a point to really like allocate my trust because in that moment, dude, I could have not trusted humans for the rest of my life, quite frankly. right? I could have not trusted a woman to come and love me. I could have kept my heart closed. And I decided to keep my heart open and allocate that trust to something higher. And because of that, it has felt so far, that was about 2.5 years ago. The past 2.5 years have been the biggest transformation and biggest gift I could have ever asked for. And it came after the biggest heartbreak and after the biggest trust issue. And all that was said to me was trust. And therefore, I am here to trust as hard as possible. Trust that everything is always working in my favor and that abundance just is, man.
I love that. That's so good. That's so good. That God, like whatever you ask for, God pretty much tests you to improve you to actually have that characteristic or skill of whatever you're asking. So, and
Hmm.
for you, you're like, I want to trust more. And he's like, okay, you see how you handle it because you're asking me for something. I'm not just going to give it to you.
Mm.
So I like that, man. And
Thank you, man.
I think that ever since we actually, from meeting you on Zoom, you in person, it's like, first off, in person is so much better. That's where this podcast is going to go eventually. But
Fly me
oh,
out.
oh, that's seriously the goal. I'm going to be like, Matt, schedule this time in, get a flight. I'll reimburse you first and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, but anyway, um, I I just believe that you are someone that just like resonates or not resonates, radiates that like a child like let's go like we can do it like freaking like that like MC kind of business kind
Hey,
of about you and I freaking love it. So
thank you, bro.
please don't ever let it go.
I promise I won't and received, and I see that in you as well. So,
I love it. Um, so I'm gonna ask you this. So what beliefs I think you kind of send it home real quick, home base. So what beliefs or values have helped you guide you through the hardest seasons of your life, and whether it's business, whether it's personal, like you just said, like what was it, kind of beliefs or anything?
yeah. I would say one of the core beliefs that have really, really held true in my life is that the person that is going to get you out of whatever situation you're in, or whatever, it could be finance, it could be relationship, it could be, you're going through really, really heavy stuff, it could be health. But the person who's going to get you out of whatever situation you're trying to get out of is you. You are your North Star. You are the person who's going to get you out. And, one of the reasons I started InSource, right? Where insourcing is essentially you're drawing all of the powers from within you, not outside of you, right? You don't have something that's going to cure your disease. You don't have someone who's going to come into your life necessarily, or you're relying on someone to change your life for you. You're that person, right? And just own it. One of the beliefs that got me through probably my hardest time was, all that to be said with the marriage stuff that was going on, bro. I almost went blind, right? I almost went completely blind. I almost lost feeling, completely like went numb from my knees down. I was an ex-pro athlete, and I remember the moment that I lost feeling. I couldn't feel my feet. I remember the moment where it felt like I was gonna fall and I couldn't walk. And in that moment, while all this was happening with my marriage, everything seemed like the walls were coming in. I just remember relying on the fact that there's a balance to both of these. Number one, fighting. Okay. Fighting, trying as hard as you possibly can in this life, giving it everything you have. But then on the flip side of that, surrendering, right? And I think of it like a dance. There's the fighter, right? The warrior, and the dancer of surrender. And in order to fight super, super hard, there is a piece that you have to surrender to. You have to surrender to a greater plan. You have to surrender that maybe you can't control the outcome, or maybe it's the outcome that you don't want in this life. And I think both of those, you need both. You need fight. You need some dog in you, Ted. Arr, arr, arr. But you also need some surrender, right? And can you actually soften enough to surrender to what is already laid out in front of you? And both pieces, right? I'm still trying to find the line at times, right? But you need both sides. You need to fight as hard as you can in this life, and you also need to equally surrender, soften, right? It's that masculine, feminine, that divine masculine, divine feminine, right? You need both sides. And so, can you find that balance and can you walk that line, or what I like to call, can you dance it? You know?
Student. Um, so like for those that may be watching and they're just like, yeah, but like Matt, bro, like I'm like a pussy or something like that. Like, what would you say to someone like that?
That says that they're a pussy.
Like that means I'm a pussy. Like I don't want to show weakness. I'm strong. Like what's up? Like that kind of guy.
Like, yeah, I would I would just reflect back to them. Number one, I would say, I hear you. And number two, I would reflect back to them. The only reason that they are feeling some sort of way about maybe being judged, about maybe feeling like, a pussy, is that deep down they truly believe it. Because otherwise, if I'm like, Ted, you have blue hair, right? What does that feel like? Your blue hair sucks, Ted, right? But
I'm
it
sorry, I
doesn't
would just
land.
laugh at it.
Yeah, but it doesn't land because it's not true. But if I say like, "Hey Ted, like dive in and like get tougher," and if there's any ounce of truth to that, you would get defensive. So
Yeah, I would.
so everyone does. It's not just you, but
Hmm.
like someone who says that, what is really internally going on, right? And all I can do is hold a very, very clean mirror to them and just say, if it wasn't true, it wouldn't have impacted you. Yeah.
Damn, guys, Matt Butler dropping bombs right now, especially in the spiritual sense of. Um. Oh wow, this is crazy. Um. I'm gonna ask this just because I'm really curious how about it.
Yeah.
I also feel like you touched up on it with your come to Jesus moment, your fiance. Is that right? Is that accurate to
Ex-fiance.
say?
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. Have you ever a moment where you felt completely lost? What helped you find your way back?
Yeah. I would say I felt completely lost a lot of my life. Um, the moment that I would say that I became found within myself, um, was really getting my first eye injection, man. And like, your listeners, your viewers out there, the one thing they can't see is, when you look at my eyes, and I'll try and go to the viewers, if you look at my eyes, you can't see anything that necessarily wrong, right? But because of type 1 diabetes and because of my, I did neglect it for quite some time, um, I at all times see this giant black dot, and right now I can go like this, and I almost went blind, but half my vision is a black dot, dude. Still to this day, no one knows that, right? And
Got a
where I
full
found,
name.
yeah, and where I guess I found myself was the moment that I decided to not look away from this dot and to actually stare it right in the face. Because, dude, I stare at my mortality and my death every single day. And like, I get to choose when I look at this black dot, I get to choose how I feel about myself, my life, and my future. And do you realize how hard it is to look at this black dot and not think about death or not think about going blind for my loved ones, my family, you know? And
Wow.
what's really where I became, I would quote unquote, found was understanding and understanding that this dot is just a reminder that I get to choose. I get to choose how I live this life. And I get to choose how I show up in every moment. And I get to choose to show up in love with you, Ted. I get to choose how to show up and promote so much love to this world. And that's a choice. And everyone has a choice. And I think, you know, if you lay out a timeline from minutes to seconds to hours and you project it 10 years in the future, okay. All of us are like, oh, it's so hard to change. It's so hard to choose, or I have to, we make it this big thing when in reality, every single second that goes by, tick, tick, tick. You get the choice. You get to choose how you show up. And it only takes one choice to really change your life. It only takes 1 second to change your life. Some people just
Wow.
don't want to choose.
I've been really working on that myself,
Mm,
meaning like I work at a, and I might get some heat for this if they're watching, but I'm one of the smartest guys in the room.
mm,
No one has a college education, not that I know of, or maybe one does actually, but
mm,
like the littlest things on my job that work against us instead of working with the flow of operation used to annoy me so much, bro, to the point
mm,
where there was a couple times where I just like, I'm riding on a electric pallet jack driver. So it's pretty much like a regular manual pallet jack, except for like, I'd be riding that around in the warehouse and something would annoy me because it interrupted my workflow or whatever. And I would literally just jump off it, fling the handle, it would go wherever it went, and I would just have like I would want to walk out because I wouldn't want to say or do something that I would regret later.
mm,
Whether it was hitting someone, whether it was cursing my boss off, or yelling at myself, like just like beating on the bay door or something. And I would just walk out, verbally communicate what was happening. I'd be like, "Oh, like this is," and I had enough, a little bit. I had enough self control to be like, "Okay, I'm gonna go so nothing else bad happens on from me. Like that's a choice to do. I made the choice of removing myself, you know, doing more horrible things, but it's just not. It's I'm just really wanting to highlight the fact that you're saying you have a choice to either make it great, make the day great, make whatever react. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And I know a lot, and especially me, and I know if I am, I'm sure other people are, an average Joe here.
They're not.
And I'm
They're
just,
not.
yeah, you're right, I'm not.
Yeah.
Saying
But
is,
hey, our language inside our head, Ted, because
no,
you're
no,
not
you're
an
right.
average Joe. Yeah, heck
Oh
yeah.
no, I know I'm not average, but I know I'm no different than me and you. Like
Yep.
we're
Yep.
we're big dogs over here, but I'm not like, I'm not like, oh, I'm better than everyone in the statistical like that. But what I'm saying is you have the power to choose, just like Matt said just before. You have the power to choose learned through the last 3 weeks that when I actually don't react to what I consider stupid stuff going on at work, which I really, um, dude, I have found so much more peace in myself.
Mm.
On I'm not going back and forth with a coworker like in a bad way. It just brought me so much more peace.
What's been kind of that biggest shift for you?
Um, Giving a fuck.
Giving a fuck. That's crazy because you hear people are like, "Oh, you shouldn't give a fuck." Dude, I'm a big
No, but
believer.
like,
Yeah.
keep going. Keep
Yeah.
going. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no, no. I thank you for giving a fuck because you deserve it, bro. Like, way to give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, it's like I pick and choose my battles when I let work, when I give work that reaction and that power over me, that when I get home, dude, I'm drained. I am absolutely drained of all my energy. And like when I don't come home, I'm like, I can go for a workout. Where before I was like, great, I have to do a workout. Like, you know,
Yeah.
such a huge shift. And it took a little work, took a little practice. Other people
Yeah.
are like, oh, I don't give a fuck. But
Mm.
like, you really do. Like, let's be real here. Like,
Yeah.
and that goes back to the whole uh it goes back to the whole being truthful with yourself.
Mm. Mm.
Because that has so much more power over your than you even realize.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I've learned.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Way to make that shift, big dog. Ever growing. Good job.
Growing it 1% more every day, man. One step closer to the dream life. Let's go.
And you're living the dream life right now.
I'm not there yet, but I'm already there. It's just reality hasn't caught up yet.
Yeah, there you go.
Hmm.
There we go.
All right. So we're shifting into the mental health of the show. And mental health, Matt, when I say this, can kind of vouch for me on this, where if you want to have financial health and physical health, you really need to get your mental health and your spiritual health more in check. That
Mm.
could go for, and I'm not saying like, oh, like one size fits all kind of thing. What I'm saying is a lot of people that I know have not actually no. Let me correct myself on that. Half the people I know or run into on the street have, and Matt, correct me if I'm wrong. There's the victim mindset where you're like, oh, well, it was me, the economy, the world sucks. There's the other mindset where it's like, I'm doing everything in my power to make my dream life happen. Nothing results over excuses.
Mm. Yeah, no correction there. And I think, just as a recovering victim, uh, victim mindset survivor, yeah, just I empathize with that a lot because there's a lot of people that, yeah, yeah, and um, I was there too. And again, it only takes one decision to get out of victim. It only takes one experience to get yourself into that mindset of I will do whatever it freaking takes to make it happen. And in fact, if the government decides to take all my money, if the economy does this, if something outside of myself does something that I think or I perceive impacts me, that will not stop me. And in fact, I'll use that as fuel to make it happen double.
It's funny that we're talking about like hardships and mentality, and right here, oh wait, you can't see it. Wait, maybe I can. I'll leave it there. So I'll just take it off the wall. But right here, because I've lived with fear a lot,
Mm,
fear is the most it's the majority reason why a lot of people don't start anything. They just talk about it.
Yeah,
So on an
I love
index
this.
card tagged to my wall, I know it's backwards, but it says let fear fuel you, not
Yeah. Yeah. I actually just
so
had a conversation with one of my teammates about this, man, and this is so
it's a
beautiful because it's crazy. Fear is crazy, bro. It's a really hard one. And so many people deal with it. Everyone deals with fear, right? The most
yeah.
successful people in the world, right? They've just transmuted their relationship to fear even for me, like fear, dude, authentically, bro, like there's fear around getting on a podcast. There's fear around public speaking because I haven't been used to public speaking. There's fear all the time in our life. There's fear of my mortality. But everyone, man, we have the opportunity to allow fear to actually be there. A lot of people try to stuff fear down or try to like push fear away. When in reality, what if you actually just let fear into the big table of your mind, let him sit down, let him or her sit down, crack open a beer for them and be like, "Hey, you have a spot at this table. Here's the beer, but I'm in control. Matt Butler, and I'm in control and Fear. You are a really good teacher, and thank you for what you've taught me. You're going to sit right here, Fear, but you have a seat at the table because it's always going to be there with everybody.
So do you let fear command like do you even when right, so did you when you were an NCAA D1 athlete, did you let fear control? And if so, how did you like form a relationship with it to like
Yeah.
become what you are now?
Yeah, me and Fear go way back. Um, but yeah, during, specifically to the context of the national championship and, leading a team to a Division I title, I had a lot of fear. I had performance anxiety a lot of times, and it was crazy because out of high school, was the number one recruit in my sport. And
You were what, the number one recruit?
yeah, I was the number one recruit in my
Well,
class for the sport. Went to Long Beach State, go Beach. But
hold up,
yeah,
hold up, hold up. Okay. You were the number one recruit and then you just cut out. So start from there if you don't mind.
yeah, no problem. So I lived with fear a lot of my life, and in performance in particular, there was a lot of fear of not performing or not being as successful as I thought I could be. Even in the business realm, right? When I first started, the fear, right? Taking a risk, investing in myself, dumping my entire savings account to literally invest in me, in myself, and my skills. But how I've negotiated with fear is exactly that, man. I've told it like fear is a really good teacher. Again, I fear my life a lot, dude, and I've had to really work with fear and it's always going to be there. And so one of the things that I've done to help my relationship with fear is I've given it a seat at the table. I have not denied it a seat at the table. And I allow it in. And what I do is, man, when there's a fearful thought, right? Anytime I have a thought of fear or judgment or a fear of being in front of people, I allow it. I allow it to come up. I feel it, and then I go, interesting. What is this trying to teach me right now? What is fear trying to teach me right now? And just that simple question has done so well in reframing all my fear because most of the time it's like it's teaching you that you're stepping into a higher version of yourself and just past this fear is everything you've ever wanted. And so it's a good teacher if you can use it.
That was so good.
Does that make sense?
That was so good.
Yeah.
I've, I guess I've never looked at it like that, where you're like, "Hey, what's up, fear? Like, have a seat. Like you're giving it, you're acknowledging it, and you're also using it almost like a superpower. Like, what can I learn from this? Why
Yeah.
is it bringing this idea to my head? Is it all in my head, or is it actually a real thing?"
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of
Dude,
people.
that's wait, what?
Dude, like a lot of people shut out fear. And in fact, what if you're Fear's teammate? And what if Fear was on your team and you give Fear power? There's a lot of people that are like, don't give Fear power. I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, let's give Fear some power. But let's remember who's daddy, Fear. I'm daddy here.
I love that. Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's so good, dude. I love it. So continue on this, the mental health train. What one limiting belief that you have had to overcome and become the person you are? Could be could be several. Like name one or two of them.
hmm I think the most prominent one that I've recently conquered was the limiting belief that I could not help everyone who came to within my field, meaning anyone who came into my life, that I couldn't help everyone. And in fact, I just realized that helping is a really, really broad term. And so how you like to leave people better than you met them, right? You leave them better. Um, I know I can help everyone that wants help, And so one of the limiting beliefs that I had to really conquer was that um, I don't have time or I don't have the resources to help people to the capacity that I know I can. When in reality, just me being myself, you being yourself, Ted, your viewers being just themselves can help even one person. Right? You have no idea what people are going through. And if you're just yourself fully, people gravitate towards authenticity, dude. You know what I mean? If you're just yourself fully, you're not trying to put on a mask, you're not trying to be someone else. Like if you're just you, bro, it's so contagious. It's like an
It
infection.
really is.
It is, dude. Just being real is really, really contagious, dude. And the limiting belief was that I had to be someone else, that I had to be like other people that were quote unquote successful, that I had to wear suits and ties to still run a six-figure business. Like, bro, I don't know if you can see the bottom. I'm total party on the bottom right now. And I'm repping like what I want to rep because, dude, I'm me. And I'm the meest me there is. And somewhere in your viewers, there's gonna be one person who likes that and is medicine for. And those are the people. Like, I'm not here to chase everyone, man. I'm here to resonate with the people who resonate with me.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that you speaking about that 2 years ago, like one of the R2F events
Mm,
in Cali, I at first saw you like from a distance because I was kind of sitting in the back in the GA section, and you were
mm.
like VIP from the start, and all of a sudden just like in like nice prom dress or suit and tie, whatever, or like just a simple polo, and I just see this dude, like he has his hat on like this, and he has like furry coat on your head, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Yo, it was so like that's not the attire I thought it was.
Dude, I get told that all the time.
Bro,
And like, as it should be yourself, everybody. Be yourself, Ted.
hell yeah. And I just loved it because like one, I never forgot the event, and two, like so I'm like, I think that might be Matt, I think his name is. I'm gonna like and I didn't have time to do and like because there's a thousand people there. But like this past R2 event, I'm like, I'm going for Matt Butler. So
Heck yeah.
it was just good, man. It was so good. And it's like just that you're how you dressed up, like you're from me, was just like, this guy's interesting. I think I can
Heck
fuck with him though.
Totally, dude. And one thing I want to reflect back to you, Ted, is really like even on your R2F calls when we started meeting each other, like you were asking the questions, bro. You were the one who like got the bravery to really put yourself out there. And like, people like that. tend to find each other, my friend, because we're all ourselves to the max, man. Like,
Dude, there was a few times, especially when I first began my business there, I was so scared to ask anything, but I'm like, I need to ask if that first event I went to, dude, so many people remembered me. I was like, hey, what's up? My
yeah,
name is Ted. Nice to meet you. She's like, Ted, you're Ted from the trainings. I'm like, what? Uh, hi. Like, I wasn't thinking
yeah,
much of it. And
yeah.
they're dudes like, they're all like, bro, you're Ted from the trainings. You always, well, I'm like, you're always asking the questions that I'm too scared to ask, but super helpful. I'm like, well, hi, how you doing? Like, whatever. Like, I don't know. But it was just, but like a couple, everyone in person going to these events because you're on online all the time because everyone's from all over the world. It's like you really don't know when you're on these calls or when you're like trying to improve yourself, and then you're also in the virtual room with other people. Dude, it's like it's really so it's surreal. It
Totally.
really is. Because
You're
you're all of a
more
sudden like, you meet them, and all of a sudden you guys are like, when you come into a room with like-minded, and you've also been talking on Zoom or whatever for like the last, all these months, all these days in a row, you get to, you're like, I've known you for like the last 5 years. What's up, man? Like, how you doing?
totally, totally. That's what leaders do, bro. They go first. They ask the questions that some people are afraid to ask. Leaders always go first.
That's what I hear. I want to definitely be a leader for my team. I always feel like I'm not even there yet. Like, there's like
Mm,
so many levels that I could be at right now. And yeah, I'm just a matter of when. Just a matter of when. And it's
hey,
like,
Ted.
you know,
Ted, let me unpack this with you live, real time, because I want to reflect back to you that you're doing the things, that you are there. In fact, you owning the fact that you're already there. Because where's there? Define there for me.
oh, I actually define like 10.0
Where's,
version of me.
well, where's there? Where is this there that is always elusive outside of yourself in this future? Where is there?
There is in a nice two-story, hopefully on the cliff, on semi on the cliff of a mountain on an island overlooking the surf in like Puerto Rico or Costa Rica.
Mm, So it's
Or
good
in
to have
the same state
goals.
I'm in Jackson.
Yeah, okay, okay. Well, it's good to have goals. I'm not saying don't have goals, but like the more that you can tap into, you're actually there right now. You're actually in the exact spot you're supposed to be in right this second. You're exactly where you need to be, where you're supposed to be. Otherwise, you wouldn't be
Yeah.
there, right? And so, like, the
I'm
more that you
supposed to be
can
on this podcast right now with you because
exactly,
we made this happen. And if we didn't make it was going to happen another day. So either
and,
way, it was going to happen.
and exactly. And I just want to reflect back to you, brother. Like,
Yeah.
when I hear that things are there or you're almost there, I see the case of the there's. I call them the there's. That's over there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And I suffered from this as well. And bro,
Okay.
you're here. You're right here. And right here, there's a lot of medicine and good right here as well. So
Oh, absolutely.
so don't
And thank
I'm
you
not
for
saying don't
reminding
have
me
goals.
that.
I'm not saying don't have goals, but like, I just want to I'm particular on the way we speak to ourselves. And if we keep saying there,
Yes.
it's I'm almost there, I'm almost there, we create separation between you and the thing. And right now, like, you have the thing. You have everything you need right now. So,
You're right, I do.
you know,
Things could also be worse, like way
yep,
worse.
way worse.
Yeah. And like you said, we're, we're enjoying each other's company virtually, enjoying a nice freaking conversation with two big legends here.
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, life is good.
It is. It's borderline very, very beautiful.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Um, I want to exit the mental health segment with this question because then it's got the health part. So, and I actually written it down because so I saw that you were in when were you in Africa last?
Last, I was in Africa, December.
December.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
A couple months ago. But anyway, that's
Yep.
so cool. So you were in Africa this past December.
Yep.
Got it. Is I saw the one post of like you were pretty much giving a grand tour of like your tent and like it still looked really cool.
Yeah.
You were like, look at this bathroom, it's like all formed out and all this stuff. Like you were doing kill safari and all this stuff. And in the description it was like this couldn't have happened because of this. It cost a little bit over 11K, but I came home to $8,000 in my mailbox.
Hmm.
The one that you worked so hard to do.
Hmm.
So I want to like how like for those watching at home and are like, how did Matt Butler do it? Or I've seen him at like the beginning, and I just this Africa trip, but like in between, like how did you do it? Like what was your mindset like? What did you have to go through? And you're like, oh, money in that mailbox, let's go. you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Number one, dude, I had to open myself up to allow that kind of money to come in, which money is a lot of energy work, my friend. Because even if you make a lot of money, you can't hold on to it if you don't change your spending trends, if you don't change your relationship to money. So that's the one caveat I'll say. But yeah, man.
Oh, we're gonna come back to that. Keep going.
Please, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, shoot, dude, I built what I've built. I luckily have found just a really, really prominent wealth vehicle that pays me passively, dude. And it took skills. I think there's a lot of misinformation out there where you know, you have this money and you invest in things like the S&P 500, you invest in stocks, you invest in real estate. And I've just taken a different approach. I've taken a different theory, right? I would rather take that money, right, that I would pour into stocks and just let it ride and let it grow anywhere from 3 to 7%, whatever, what have you, or put it in retirement and let it grow over time. I would rather take that money now, spend it on coaches, spend it on vehicles that allow me to get paid, spend it on skills, right? Just last year, dude, I spent over $40,000 on coaching. $40,000 on coaching, mentorship, flying to events, masterminds, right? And it's funny because I didn't have the $40,000 just lying around. Every single time there was something, an opportunity that came up like that, I did not necessarily have the money to do it. And you know what I did was I was like, you know what? I'm going to pay for it anyways. And I'm going to see and allow what is meant to happen to happen. I paid for it. For example, I paid for a coach that is literally $20,000 per hour to work with him. Okay. In that one
Damn,
hour, yeah, yeah.
that's
In that
crazy.
in that one hour that I worked with him, I spent $20,000 in 1 hour. In that 1 hour, I literally learned one skill, one single skill that has now made me over $100,000. And like for that, like you gotta risk it, bro. You gotta risk it for the biscuit. If you're gonna sit there and I'm a big dude, ex-engineer, ex very analytical minded guy, and I still, I'm still strategic, I'm still analytical to a sense, but analytics will only take you so far. You have to go in there and risk something. Risk it. And there's calculated risks out there, but dude, you have to bet on yourself. So, how I did it, I could sit here and give you all the X, Y, Z, the play by play. realistically, what it came down to was, dude, I dropped money that I did not have, not even knowing if it would come back to me without a sense of guarantee on coaches, on skills, and learned how to make money because learning how to make money is a skill. Dude, if your business burns down tomorrow, right? If SpaceX burns down tomorrow, do you think Elon Musk could build a business, that's $1 billion again? Of
Oh
course,
yeah.
because he knows how to, right? So invest your money in the skills to make money because no one can take that away from you. The economy cannot take that away from you. The government cannot take that away from you. The ability to make money while you sleep.
Bro. Oh, I'm just thinking like for people watching and even myself, like I've heard how so like being a analytical person, maybe even overthinker like myself, you spent 20 grand in 1 hour that you didn't have.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I think I'm good. What like for people that are viewing this and are still coming up, just started their business, whatever, and they just hear you say, I spent $20,000 for 1 hour with a coach. I'm sure they would be like, what you thinking, bro?
Yeah.
What would be one thing in a reaction to that from you? Like, this is why. Like,
Yeah. Like just I get it. I get that reaction because I was there. And also simultaneously, like the fact of the matter is you dictate your future. And if you are not willing to go big, then you're gonna stay small. And the one thing I'll say to people is like, we're all resourceful. All of us humans are resourceful, right? Tony Robbins has one of my favorite quotes of all time. We have the innate superpower of being resourceful as humans. 99.999% of people use that superpower of resourcefulness to make excuses. Dude, you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna figure it out. The $20,000, right? I literally taught myself in 3 months. I taught myself 0% APR credit cards. I taught myself how to credit stack. I went into a mastermind to learn how to leverage a 401k account and actually take out a loan, a low percentage loan to pay for a business coach where I would make the money and then replenish my loan. But all of that was because I was resourceful enough. And number one, I was willing. I was willing to do that. And a lot of people don't have the willingness. So, you know, if you're out there and you're listening and you're kind of on the fence or you don't necessarily you want to take small risks, just know that no great fortune and no big impact in this world was ever taking a small risk. Go big, bro. You got one of these lives, bro. Go big. Go big.
so, and that leads us into our physical health, which is so like go home, spending this money on a not a life coach, just a coach to like get you to that next level in your business. But all that doesn't mean much unless you move.
Mhm.
If you physically move and not just write down, you physically move, do the what I call IPAs, income producing activities. So like in terms of that, like what habits help you maintain your energy, your health while balancing everything else?
Yeah.
Did you hear all that or no?
I I got the gist of it, and it's kind of what habits have kind of allowed me to um essentially stay nourished, you said?
Yeah, so like successful people form really good habits, them maintain at the financial physical level that they're in,
Mm-hmm.
or skyrocket to another level and then
Mm-hmm.
maintain it after that.
Mm-hmm.
What habits have helped you maintain your energy level and your physical overall health in life? Because they're, you
Hmm.
always hear the thing of,
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
50-50 and, life balance, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So what happened to be where he's at now?
Yeah. So I live a very go, go, go lifestyle in a lot of ways, right? Like, I built this business while I was working 50, 60 hours a week. I built this on the side, right? So there was times where I was literally, like I remember one time, dude, I was literally in the office that I used to work at, and I would go and I would literally take a sales call in the bathroom stall and then go back out. And the only way I was able to produce, and all that to be said, like I still worked out. I never ever missed my workout. That's my own devotion to myself. But in order to do all that, I had to nourish myself, right? And I felt as though I lived a lot of my life just go, go, go to a point where I actually got burnt out, quite a few times.
I can relate
And
to that.
yeah, dude, and it sucks, and burnout sucks. And so, one of the best things that I've done, I'd say I would attribute it to two separate things. Number one is, man, I have made it a priority for myself to meditate every single day without fail because it is the one thing in my life that, okay, I won't say without fail. There's times where I don't meditate. Let me get that straight. I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty dang close. Okay. And I really need that time to myself, right? To clear my mind, right? And, if you don't meditate, all good, but I would get curious as to, will meditation help me? I think if the whole world meditated, just for 15 minutes a day, all the problems in the world would go away. Number two, okay, my physical health. I'm type 1 diabetic, dude. And like, I've been on this health journey where I literally almost went blind and everything. The one thing that I switched was my water, right? I switched to medical grade water. I switched to actually molecular hydrogen water, and we are 90% water. Our bodies are literally water bodies on this planet, right? You go around all the healing places in Lourdes, France, and the world, and what's the number one thing that they have in common? Their water has molecular hydrogen in abundance. And so I've switched my water, and that's probably the single easiest thing I've done and probably the best thing I've done for my health. And that's what keeps me optimized. I lift every single day. I work out every single day. I freaking get after it, Ted. You know what I'm saying? And so in order to recover, I need that stuff. Um, but I would say those two habits, and I'm a big believer in meditation, um, just for a lot of reasons, but in order to really harness presence and stillness.
Right on, dude. So like, let's go into the water thing for a second. The first time I discovered this water, I was like, bro, water's water, dude. Like, where are you getting at? Like, I just go and get
Hmm.
like, what makes this water so delicious or different?
Yeah, and I can speak to many, many things. I could spend an entire podcast talking to you about it, but what I'll say is, you know, my background is in water quality research. That's where I came from. And when I first heard about, not necessarily the medical grade ionizer that I have, but the water of molecular hydrogen abundance in general, my one thing was like, okay, show me the research. Show me the white papers. And in fact, when you look at the white papers, okay, who funded the research? Okay, what were the test groups that they tested? Okay, was there a placebo? Was it a double blind test? And all of this stuff. The one thing I'll say is no one has out researched me in water, Ted, because I'm a nerd. I'm a water nerd. And there's so many people out there that you poo-poo or you trust your doctors when in reality doctors get literally 4 hours of nutrition training in their education, right? Here's a pill for you to take. Okay, and it happened in my background. I had my Western medicine field honestly kind of fail me. And like with type 1 diabetes, I'm watching as people aren't getting their insulin or they're getting fatter, right? Because the doctor's like, here's more insulin, take more insulin. And what does insulin do? It actually promotes a fat growing hormone. It holds on to fat as a survival mechanism. So type 1 diabetes turns into type 2 diabetes in 75% of people. And what happens? They all pass away because of heart attack or coronary failure. And all this to be said, man, like there's a break in our Western medicine system. And really do your research. Okay. But the one thing that this water has shown me is, man, it's the most studied water on the planet. Electrolyzed reduced water has the most single double blind studies in the world, the most white paper research in the world, and do your own research. Okay, there's plenty of other good options out there, but good is not the best. And for my own personal, okay, my own personal lifestyle and my own personal journey with diabetes, right? I needed to do the research on electrolyzed reduced water and I needed to see the white papers. That's just how my brain works. You needed to
Yeah.
show me proof. That's it. You need to show me proof. And not only proof, okay, who tested? What did they test on? And once I read through probably before investing in stuff, I read through probably 200 research articles, white
Oh
papers,
wow.
documentaries, people literally talking about the water and not just talking about it, showing quantitative data. I'm a data guy. Okay. And I needed that in order to make my decision. And I just found out of everything out there, that this was the most researched and most qualified, okay, substance that I could put in my body in terms of water. So that's why.
Wow. That's so good. Thank you for that insight on that. Because I don't think I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do it as extensively as you, not nearly, but I believe
Most don't.
what?
Most don't. I'm a nerd.
Yeah, no,
I'm a nerd at heart.
yeah, I am, but not that much. I can appreciate the kind of person you are in terms of doing that research and be like, show me everything so I can look at it and I either believe it or I don't.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's awesome. And then um you said that like right when you say you meditate, some people may go and say like, oh, like, meditation's for sissies or like what is even meditation? Like what is how do you meditate? Like what is it? Like what does it do for you?
Oh man, what is meditation is probably the most lifelong question that monks are even trying to answer, but I'll try to distill it down, right?
For Matt Butler, in
Yeah,
your point of
right. So in my point of view, it is just literally tapping into the present moment. And so many people, we wake up, we look at our phones, or we wake up, we do the routine, we go to work, and we get in this repetitive cycle, right? Well, we live this life and we aren't actually present in every single moment, right? So for example, like Ted, what do you smell right now?
baseball, anything specific.
Okay. What
But
do you see?
I'm sorry.
What do you see right now?
Uh, phone screen, paper.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
see a whole bunch of stuff. Luckily, I
And
have eyesight, so
we can go through all the different, the smell, the taste, the feel, but what meditation does, I think there's this misnomenclature of meditation is to be completely thoughtless, right? That's not the
completely
point of meditation.
thoughtless.
Yeah, that's what most people think it is, right? To clear your mind, right? That's not the point of meditation at all. The point of meditation is to actually take a back seat to your mind, and if a thought comes, right? Oh man, I really have to get stuff done. I really have to blah blah blah. And the thought goes across your mind. It's to allow it to go across your mind. And the point is to not still your mind. The point is to just observe, right? Be an observation because now I walk through my day, Ted, and I am so observant of everything around me. I'm very, very present with people. I'm very, very present with myself. And without meditation, okay, I'm not saying that I couldn't access that level, but meditation has literally allowed me to tap into what is the present moment in every single moment. I'm very, very present. I'm not thinking about something else when someone's talking. I'm not thinking about, right? I'm not somewhere else in my mind. I'm right here right now in every single moment. And
Hmm.
there is nothing else out there. It's right now, right here. Right? And so it's allowed me to be present and it's allowed me to have a lot more nervous system regulation, especially with big business decisions.
Hmm.
Okay, $20,000, $30,000 flying in and out of my bank account, right? Big decisions, you have to have some emotional and nervous system regulation. Otherwise, it's going to be impulsive or you're going to do something, you're going to make a mistake. And it just allows me to take a back seat and be very, very regulated, very grounded in what I believe.
Hmm. Do you believe that in meditation, like you said something about grounding
Mm.
in your last of life so far, have you ever like really observed what's in front of you first off? Everyone's on a go, 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 go. Have they ever actually grounded themselves? Have they been present? And for those that are watching and may relate to those kind of people that are always go, go, myself, like, what would you say to them in terms of like how that you out and maybe that could also help them out
Yeah.
in terms of like
Um,
getting better. Does that make sense?
I think I get the gist of what you're asking. And with meditation in particular, um, I think you're going to be able to collapse time. And when I say collapse time, I'm not saying quantum physics, black hole, like collapse time, meaning if you spent 15 minutes a day focusing on your breath, focusing on nothing, and just allowing your mind to have thoughts without judgment, that those 15 minutes a day would translate to 4 more hours of productivity because you're going through the day, go, 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 go. And as you do that, your energy through the day goes down. Yeah. I'm doing things, I'm doing things. By the end of the
Yeah.
night, you're exhausted, or maybe you don't get as much done. Whereas if I meditate and I spend 15 minutes allowing myself to just be still and just kind of sit with myself, okay, I pop out of that meditation and my entire day, right? I could probably get 20 more things done because I do it at a pace that is nourishing and still productive without having to go do something, need to do something. Right? You look at all the top businessmen in the world, what's the one thing they all do? They all meditate. The Dalai Lama, all these big spiritual figures who are very influential people. What do? They take 15 minutes a day to themselves in meditation. And meditation doesn't mean you have to sit in silence. You can go out to a park and go walk and meditate and just listen to the birds, smell the trees. Like you can, that's meditation too. Meditation is a broad term. But are you spending 15 minutes a day just being off your phone with yourself?
Interesting.
It's the best way to connect to yourself, always. And a lot of people walk around this world disconnected from themselves.
I feel like that's partially me.
It's a lot of
No,
people, my friend.
I'm a very
Mhm.
self-reflective person, because as you're talking, I'm just thinking of other times I'll be chilling with my girl or like sitting still, and sometimes I'm just like
I need to do something.
doing something. I gotta be doing something. I feel like if I'm not doing something, I'm not productive, and I'm still working on that. I'm still like, okay, just breathe, take a pause,
Mm,
into like when I don't breathe effectively, I notice my nervous system.
hmm That's really cool
Like
that you're
it
aware.
really
Yeah.
it's and again, I and many people like first off, it's the power of observation. It's huge in the surfing culture. I'm a huge
Mm,
surfer.
yeah.
But like power of observation, if you just go out to the beach blind as a bat, just like, oh, I'm gonna go, la di da di da, you could potentially die.
hmm hmm
You are where the rip is, where the waves are breaking, the rocks, sandbar, jetty, whatever the case may be.
Mm,
First, look at what you're going to do and kind of plan a route and breathe and be literally.
hmm
And it's a huge power of observation, and that also will correlate back or reflect back to it.
hmm
I've been a huge believer in this since like 2013 ish, and
hmm
I'm like power of observation, like be self-aware and reflective on what you're doing. And I'm just like, and like I said before, I was like, my nervous system was like, breathe, dude, breathe. And all of a sudden, I'm like,
Ah, mm, because, dude, Tony Robbins talks about this all the time, bro. He goes, there's three
wow,
S's to have a breakthrough. There's strategy, their story, and their state. Most people start a strategy and they try to do their life with all these strategies. But in reality, if you actually focused on the state and changing your state, what did that meditation or breath just do? It changed your state, your frequency,
kind of
ground.
definitely calmed me down.
Right. And that's what meditation is. It's focusing on your frequency, your state, and how you literally show up in your everyday. And if someone can prioritize 15 minutes a day to literally up level their frequency and their state, I promise you the universe will reward around you.
I like that.
Mm,
I like that a lot.
mm.
Have you ever neglected your health while chasing success?
Oh
What
my
did it
God,
teach you?
my friend. I mean, yeah. Oh, so hard. I literally went through a phase because I was diagnosed with diabetes at 13, bro. I went through a phase from 14 through 22 through college where I actually just denounced diabetes. I was like, no, I'm not diabetic. Nah, I don't need insulin. And my blood sugars are on average for about 350. And normal blood sugar, just to give you reference, about 80 to 120. Okay, give or take. Um, and yeah, I mean, I paid the price, bro. I literally, being a pro athlete, I'm very in tune with my body. I literally like could feel my blood get thicker. I could feel the loss of feeling. And
Oh, that's weird.
yeah, oh dude, I could feel
What?
everything. I could feel my lack of circulation. I lost dexterity in my fingers, which I'm still regaining back right now. Many people don't know this, but I had
Damn.
to regenerate my feet nerves through meditation, which is crazy. But yeah, bro,
Wait,
I
wait,
they
wait,
tried
wait, 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 wait. Time out,
to
time out, time out. What? I mean, I
I tried
just
to slip
regenerated
that
my
in
nerves
there.
by thinking about it. Can
Yeah.
you just breathe just so that people don't think it's like woo woo kind of shit? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
you actually did it, like doctors and all that kind of stuff.
So if I am you in the crowd right now and you're going through something, some sort of health condition that you don't think you can cure, that you don't believe there's fixing, look up Dr. Joe Dispenza. Dr. Joe Dispenza is the man, one of the leading neuroscientists in the world. He's literally had people show up to his events in wheelchairs, leave walking. He's had people show up to his events, completely cure an uncurable disease in 3 days. And what he's big on is the power of your mind and being in coherence with both your heart and your mind. And so, yeah, dude,
Interesting.
I spent a year visualizing myself and doing energetic surgery because nerves are electrical impulses of the body. Okay, so when nerves die, because of diabetes, excess blood sugar, nerves die, they don't fire, they don't connect, they're disconnected. So I literally would go in my mind for like an hour a day when I went through this and literally visualize my nerves reconnecting. And I went to the doctor before, went to the nerve doctor, and went to a neurologist. And they're like, "Yep, you need surgery. You need these pills. It's probably not going to get better, but at least we can stop it." I was like, "No, no way." So I literally spent a year doing energetic surgery on my feet, on myself, and have regained complete feeling in my feet. I went back to the doctor, got a full body scan, and my nerves that were broken are now regenerated back together. And it's not woo
What?
woo. There's a bunch of science. Look at Dr. Joe
I'm not gonna
Dispenza.
lie. I believe you, but the small part of me is like, bro, you are so full of shit. Right?
Look up Dr. Joe
Disrespect
Dispenza.
at all. No
Yeah,
disrespect at
no,
all. Like I'm
no,
just
no,
saying,
no.
like That's how I'm
Yeah.
thinking, and I'm sure one or two people that are viewing this right now are saying this. But
There's the
that's
one thing I'll
crazy.
the one thing I'll say to that, brother, is there's thousands of people that are curing themselves of incurable diseases. The people that have stage 4 cancer that all automatically come out into remission, they no longer have cancer. You hear those stories all the time. There's a science to it.
Okay, that's crazy. I mean, I know I that might be that probably is connected to the whole penal gland Jim Carrey talk about and like
Mm,
other people alike talk about. And I'm just like, part of me, like from childhood, be like, oh yeah, like whatever, maybe that's true. But it's like if you like just see all of a sudden someone like that is probably up, like what?
there's
That's
it's healthy to be skeptical, my friend, and I
oh well,
think
yeah, of course,
everyone should be, and
yeah.
also big believer in do your research. A lot of people don't have the resources. I'm giving you the resource right now. Dr. Joe Dispenza. Watch one of
Mm,
his YouTube videos. I promise you it'll change your life with anything you're going through or any of your loved ones.
crazy. That's crazy. I will once this show actually finishes and airs and stuff like stuff from you and from me in the description so people can reference it.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so spiritual, mental, physical health. And you even said that you try to work out like just better and all that kind of stuff. So what? How has that translated into your bank account health?
Yeah.
I know that's kind
And
of like a broad question, but or a loaded question.
yeah. Well, I can speak to, I'm not going to make financial claims. I will put it this way. I live a very, very abundant lifestyle. And I had to, we talked about earlier, briefly touched on money energetics, right? Being able to receive large amounts of money is a whole nother ball game. Okay, a lot of
Oh
people
yeah,
are
you
in,
were talking about like money and your relationship with money.
yep,
That's true.
yep.
Yeah, let's touch up on that a little bit too.
Yeah, I'll kind of speak to a lot of it.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, for
in
sure.
terms, I went the traditional route, dude. I went while I played volleyball at Long Beach State at college. I essentially didn't know what I wanted to do, and they were like, "Well, there's all these options. There's art. There's what they called American Studies, which all my teammates did, which is just whatever." But I went the traditional route, bro. I went engineering. Okay. And they told me that I couldn't do engineering. And the reason that I did engineering is because they told me I couldn't do engineering. So I was like, bet. So I went through college. I got a 4.0 through civil engineering while I played a Division One.
You,
Come on, player. Went and got a master's degree. Went and got a coastal engineering master's degree. Did the whole route, dude. Got a very prominent engineering consulting job right out of college. 6 figures out of college. Man, I thought I
nice.
was living life, bro. I thought I was living life. And
We're good over here. We're good.
yeah, very good. And yeah, it just like, I'm very, very grateful for it because it ended up, I bought a home here in Huntington Beach, California, a mile from the beach. Um,
You,
which is
idiot.
which is awesome. Giddy up. But bro, I just watched as like my bosses missed their kids' baseball games and shit. I knew that wasn't the route I wanted to take. So financially, I knew something had to change because I had way too big. I could have been so chill and done that job for the rest of my life, and I would have been very, very comfortable. But I knew I was meant for something more. Okay. And financially, I knew that if I were to go all in at my job, okay, again, very prominent coastal engineering job, if I were to go all in, 110% effort for 30 years, I would still be working 40 hours a week, making maybe $200,000 a year. That's like the top dog. Okay, maybe 300,000 even. Okay, 300,000, whatever. Whereas if I went all in at my own, betting on myself, my own business with something that had an uncapped ceiling, and I took that same 110% effort and applied it to something with no ceiling, then I can make $300,000 in a day, right? You hear about people who have $1 million days. You hear about it.
Yeah,
It's really, okay, I want to say this right now. $1 million a day is not that much from what some people are doing. There's people spending $5 million a day just on ads. $5 million a day to make 25 million a day. And you're playing, and it's just this game. Like Like, yes, these are big numbers I'm tossing around, but this is the energetic work I'm talking about. You have to change your brain around what's a lot of money. I did not come from money, right? I had to
Mm,
come. My parents, both teachers, bless their hearts, love them to death.
of
Very, very,
course.
very, very scarcity mindset. Turn off the lights, save every penny, save, oh, here's a coupon. And that's a way to live. And I'm grateful that they did that. And also simultaneously, man, like, one of the first days I started this business, I made $7,000 in one day. It was more than my engineering job in a whole month,
Oh
right?
yeah,
And,
for
and
sure.
like, and I had to literally like, I remember that day I literally made $7,000 in one single call, and I sat there like, dude, what? And that's what opened myself up to what is possible. Dude, so
Mm,
now I've had a couple $15,000 months. Again, dude, I started this full-time job, had a full-time job, started this on the side, but bro, like only you are capping your money, and this is very confronting for people to hear, but the financial
ruffle
situation
the
that,
feathers. Let's go. It's gonna be
yeah,
hard,
ruffle
hard,
some feathers. I'll ruffle some feathers
but
because
people gotta hear it.
dude, I'm a
People,
true
someone out
believer.
there watching this has to hear this. Keep going.
Because, bro, I was there. I was there. I'm right in the
Mm,
trenches with you guys. And, bro, you put yourself in the financial situation that you're in. Only you are responsible, and only you are responsible to get yourselves out. And if you are aiming for five to ten
Yay.
thousand dollars a month, if you're aiming for $10,000 a month, maybe, maybe you'll make $10,000 a month. What if I told you that you can have $1 million day? Go for $1 million day. I promise you, you'll make $10,000 a month as a fucking byproduct. Go for $1 million day. Go buy five
Damn.
houses in 1 week. Do it. Do it. And so but that's the mindset. Like I'm here sitting here like I had to change my mindset around money. I had to literally rewire my brain to see money as oxygen, bro. Oxygen that just flows in and out. Money just goes in and out. When my bank account receives 40,000 and then 30,000 goes out, that's the same as someone having $700 go in, trying to hold on to it, and then being scarce minded and only letting $100 out. Like it's the same game. You
Still kind
just
of
can't,
like that. I still catch myself like that. So I'm
dude.
like,
I
oh
did
my
too.
God, I hope I'm gonna make rent today or this month, whatever. And then I'm like, if I just there's a oh my God, there's a line that I remember hearing and I've kept it to this day, like who says it, so don't quote me, but um he pretty much says money's like a mistress.
Mm,
If you keep looking at your account daily, you're gonna notice that money doesn't always go out of it unless you actually force it out, unless you're
mm,
intentionally sending it out.
mm,
And ever since then, I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I'm
mm,
gonna do that. So like at work or on break, I just whip out my phone. I'm like, oh, that's how much I got. Okay, cool. Maybe my memory. I'm like, cool.
mm,
Well, this paycheck's coming. This commission check for my side hustle is coming in. That's gonna be that. All right, cool. I could do X, Y, and Z after work. Let's get it.
mm-hmm.
Like just a rough thing, a
Yeah,
rough plan.
yeah.
And then I've noticed that for me or yourself, but for me, I've noticed that I'm not worrying about making rent the end of the maybe one other thing. I'm not like being like, oh my God, I have to scrape every penny. I'm gonna go, ooh, it's see how much money I could scrape up for these lousy bills here. I'm not like that anymore. And it was just from
Mm,
that one little thing, bro.
mm,
It's and someone might be like this where I used to overcomplicate going back to your analytical mind. I'm an analytical, but that also kind of stems from being an overthinker too.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And at least that's for me.
Yeah.
And an eye on that mistress, we call our bank account. She's like, "Oh, you do love me. Okay, I'll stay here a little bit." Or, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm here, but you see it now. Cool." some and my dad's watching this right now, which he might be. Um, he kept trying to tell me this all the time. Keep an eye on your money, or always be planning your week, write down the expenses or how much you bring in, and then do it that way. And I'm like, yeah, sure, huh? Yeah, Dad, I'm doing
Hmm.
it now.
Yeah.
Like bad but good, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I do. I had the same. My
It's
parents were like,
crazy.
money doesn't grow on trees. The whole thing, money doesn't grow on trees. Or
Yeah.
you have to work hard in order to get a lot of money. And
Working hard gets rewarded. That's dude. I literally,
exactly.
my dad actually got me on an iPad, but one of those like the big um iPod, and hard work gets rewarded. It was
Mm,
such a cool gesture. Like it was such a
yeah.
cool thing to
Yeah.
remember, and I still remember it to this day.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, which is great. Like it's a great motto to have. Now I'm gonna work smarter to work harder to do, get
Yeah.
where I'm trying no matter what. But it's also like working smarter to do it now is the next kicker
Yeah.
or
And
the
and
kicker now in a word.
and prioritizing building skills because at the end of the day, you get
Yes.
compensated for the value you provide, right? Like
Right.
take the coach I hired for $20,000 for an hour. That guy just made most people's salary, a 6 month salary in one single hour because
It's awesome.
he's not better, he's not greater, but he's provided more value. Okay, and
That's crazy.
he stepped into the mindset of I am worth $20,000 an hour. And that's the biggest piece.
Mm.
What are you worth to yourself? Yeah.
Yo. I just want to point out two things right here.
Yeah.
One thing I did and one thing you just said
Mm,
is he's like, I have an abundance mindset. I am worth it. I can help you this much.
mm,
And the last R2F event, I learned this from a good friend of mine, Janine. So check that out. And she helped me learn that I still have a scarce mindset.
mm,
I'm fronting like I feel like I have a an abundance mindset, but even like you just said $20,000 in an hour, and I'm like, seriously? Like
mm-hmm,
that roots from a scarce mindset. So I'm like, shift that to be like, oh, that's it? Like 20K? Not a big deal. Whatever.
mm,
I'll make that
mm,
tomorrow. Giddy up,
mm.
you know?
There's a lot of interim steps in between that and a lot of work internally to be had to get
Right.
there.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, it's possible. If other people are doing it, you can do it too. And just the abundance mindset isn't just with money, I mean, from a money
Yes.
standpoint, bro, when you go swipe a credit card, say it's $20 and you want to buy your friend lunch or something, is your first thought like, maybe I shouldn't because XYZ because of my bills, or is your mindset when you go to swipe that card like every dollar I spend is going to come back to me triple? And
Mm,
in fact, get two steaks, bro. Get two steaks. Because if I buy you two steaks right now, I know it's going to come back to me triple. That's the mindset. That's the conviction.
I love that. I love that so much. Um, what advice would you give someone who's living paycheck to paycheck to create their financial freedom or their time freedom or like buy back their time at all? Like what would be a piece of advice you could tell them?
Yeah. I'll speak to my own personal experience, but build skills, prioritize skills. Skills pay the bills, right? Paycheck to
Mm,
paycheck. Okay. Most people don't want to live paycheck to paycheck, but they're not willing to do what it takes to not live paycheck to paycheck. It's way easier to be an employee. I was an employee my whole life. So much easier to be told what to be said, what to do. So much easier. right? But put yourself in the rooms, contagious groups of people who are playing bigger games, who are where you want to be, who are on bigger missions, who are spending bigger money. Get around those people. There's power in proximity, right? When I
Mm,
first started this, I literally would go and just ask questions, be around wealthy people just to study them, understand them, right? Doesn't mean I had to be like them in every single way of my life, but I did have to be in that frequency. Put yourself in those rooms, okay?
mm.
And what I'll say to this is if you're living paycheck to paycheck, again, this is going to be confronting because, and I can say this because, man, I
Oh
was
well,
paycheck to paycheck king. Woo, woo, I was
right.
paycheck to paycheck for so long. That you yourself are putting yourself in that situation. And at any moment, you can choose to not be in it, but it takes bravery. Fortune literally favors the bold.
Mm, that's game. Oh, I feel like some of these questions, I still have some questions here, but I feel like we've like touched up on them already.
Yeah.
Um,
Ted, let me ask you, what
yeah.
drives you? What drives you?
What drives me?
Mm-hmm.
My family a lot.
Mm. How so?
That is, I, there's been a few times when kiddos, aka my niece and my nephew, taking them out to get bubble tea or whatever. And literally in the back of my head, I'm saying, I hope I have enough money for this. Or sorry, I'm like, I hope I have enough. So I'm like, how much money do I have? I never want to ever have to do that again.
Mm,
Ever.
mm, mm,
Like, I have such a burning desire to be able to when I go out to sail on the race on the sailboats like during a Saturday or like I want to be able to go out and not have to worry about the price tag at all. I'm like, Mom, Dad, I'm treated. Have whatever the fuck you want. Have a
mm,
couple bottles of wine, whatever, $1 night, whatever. Like, I have such a burning desire to not have to worry about money nearly as much as I do right now. It's
mm,
because I want to pay it back to my parents, want to pay it back to my girlfriend because she's been super supportive on shout out to Alicia. Um, and I want to be able to show some people of my family what it's like to be around a millionaire in the family.
mm. Heck
And I
yeah.
will also want to show that to other people, like just have a casual, brief conversation with them if it happens. But I just want to give back. I want to like podcast, being in the studio, we're chilling, having a beer or whatever the hell we're having. And actually, next time you're on the show, that's what we're gonna. And also, like, I want to be unemployable.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned the last month that I do not. I like to do my own thing, ask questions when I want to, but just and just like work in a very logical sense, but like uplift whoever I'm with.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, we're fucking savages over here. You're gonna make a bunch of money. You're gonna make a bunch of money. We're all gonna grow together. Nice value for our clients or who customers of whatever we're doing, and just be like, yeah, I'm in Africa and life is pretty damn good right now,
Mm-hmm.
you
Totally.
know.
Totally.
I and like, I don't know, a month or two ago, because me and my family go to OBX every year,
Mm,
and landing, so we couldn't find a house at the time. but I would love to before I would want to foot the whole bill for the vacation house.
Mm,
Just
heck.
because one, I would know that I'm pretty much there where I want to be. Like, not a big deal. Here you go. Here's my credit card. Have fun. And
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much. And I'm like, no, thank you for showing me this whole thing growing up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Totally.
I
Totally.
I had a business idea and I'll probably do it later on, but it's a shirt that says never broke again.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
It and
hey.
I'm just like that's just so ingrained in my head where I'm just like I don't wanna ever be broke and just show people how I'm doing it.
Yeah. Ah, dude,
Like
that's
do it
beautiful.
myself and then just give it back.
To be able to
Like
give back to the magnitude that you're
yeah, 'cause
capable of. For sure.
that's my parents have always instilled in me is loyalty and giving back. Like
Yep.
make whatever you got to make, and then take a portion of it, someone that deserves it. And I'm like, that's just that's just what I've been told. So or taught. So I've always wanted to be that example, that beacon of hope, just like how you are with your people. Like
Mm,
I want to share that hope with people and be like, yo, you're the only one that can fix this.
mm-hmm.
Stop making and then be like, you can fucking do it.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. Yeah. That's,
Let's
dude, this
fucking
is,
go.
yeah, let's fucking go, bro. That's the energy, bro. Tap into that because I see that in you. I feel it from you. Fucking across the country. I can feel it in you, bro. Keep tapping
East
into
means
that,
West,
brother. Yeah,
motherfucker.
let's go. Okay, dude. That's awesome. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Um, did you have any other questions for me?
I have one more.
Uh-oh,
And
let's
I
go.
know. I know. So, Tony Robbins reflect back that there's three steps to a breakthrough, which is strategy, okay, story, okay, story meaning the sequence of beliefs that we tell ourselves so much that it ends up becoming a story in our own mind, right? So, what story are you telling yourself right now that's no longer serving you for giving back at this level, for fronting the bill of the house? What story are you telling yourself right now that you can take even one step towards addressing after this podcast?
One thing that is not serving me or that is serving me?
One thing, one story that you're telling yourself that is not serving you.
Oh, that is not serving me.
Yeah.
Oh, uh, low key, I'm not good enough.
Mm,
Like
mm,
that sometimes still hangs around at the table.
yeah. And can you unpack that just a little bit? Because that could mean a plethora of things for different
Yeah,
people.
so comes from self-belief. So
Mm,
I was actually thinking about this like the last couple of weeks where I tell myself that I'm gonna do something like just a task, regular everyday task like one day, and I don't do it.
mm,
I don't get a chance to do it to the next day, and then the next day, and after say 5 days, I still haven't done it, and then
mm,
it causes me to nit at myself,
mm.
not intentionally.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
feel this a
how
lot.
it's how I
Mm,
feel at the time,
yeah.
and then and sometimes I'm catching myself saying, "No, like you're the dude, bro. Like chill out and get it tomorrow or today, whatever, depending on the time." But like that self really results to if you doubt yourself or not.
Mm,
So like I do
yeah.
really build that self confidence, that self belief in yourself. to be like, I'm the fucking guy, or I'm the fucking bad. Like, we're doing it, and whoever wants to come with can. If not, see I'm in the spectator side while I'm up top, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
like sometimes I still struggle with positive self-talk.
Yeah, totally,
Because
bro.
there's times when my girlfriend has, I'm just, yeah, I'm sorry, what was that, babe? And I'm like, oh, I know what she's doing. So,
Yeah.
and also I'm like, no, I'm worth it. And, and it's going to happen. It may take a little longer than I want, but I'm still doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So,
just to follow up then,
hashtag vulnerability right here.
yeah, please. And
Oh my God.
where can you give yourself a little more grace in life?
Patience.
Mm. Oh
Patience.
man, I've
It's
struggled with this one
huge.
too, dude. Me too.
Huge.
Me too.
Like, like, and it's crazy, bro, because I've had jobs in the past where one of um but like I was just over broke, but when I was there, uh I didn't care what was happening. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be here, so like whatever.
Hmm.
So like I didn't care.
Hmm.
And then I see other people get this done, or like I'm gonna do this and I have to, blah 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 blah. Like really digging on themselves a little bit. At the didn't really understand why. I was like, you're good, bro. Like relax, have some grace with yourself. Like have some grace with yourself.
Mm.
But I was really good at talking about it, not actually embracing it, like
Yeah.
talking about it to myself.
Yeah.
And that's really what I've been doing this. Like, whatever you say, you gotta freaking live it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and in my mind, I'm actually reminding myself of that. I'm like, if you're not doing this whole talky and now live it, because then you just discredit yourself from
Yeah.
yourself. And I'm like, and that's been a huge transformation in terms of how I look at myself,
Yeah.
finding myself like, hey, dude, like, took you a year and a half to pop up on a surfboard. You kept going no matter what.
Hmm.
You're able, that instruction,
Hmm.
instruction does expedite the process, but have some grace with yourself because even in the water, when I'm instructing people to surf, some grace. You're doing fine. You're good. It's all good. You're in the ocean. Zen out. Like blah 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 blah. Like X, Y, and Z. I've noticed that when I say that, I'm also not doing it.
Mm. So when this voice comes in your head that like tries, because it's just a part of you, right? The part of you that's like, saying, "Hey, Ted, you're not good enough." That little voice in the back of your head, right? Like, let's give him a name really quick. Is it like totally wrong, Ted? What's because it's just a part of you. It's not all of you, right? It's just a part of you that's trying to protect
No,
you.
yeah, no. It's. I don't know. It's
Give him a
Tony, I guess.
Tony. Wow, Tony.
I just put that up and then
That's that's chill. But you can differentiate because that is just a part of you when Tony's speaking versus who's the guy who's like, I can pop up on the surfboard. Even if it takes me a year and a half, I can pop up on the surfboard. Who's that guy? Give him a name.
give him a name.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know. Bruce.
Bruce. Bruce. Let's go. Was
Sorry,
not
I
expecting
just
that.
thought ran in my head and just thought of Bruce from Finding Nemo, the giant great white shark.
Let's go. What
That's
else?
what they. Yeah,
I love that
that's one of
guy.
my favorite. Anyway,
Yeah. So
everyone's like,
the reason
"Oh, so macho, bro."
But fuck yeah, the reason I even say that is because like, dude, there's millions of parts of us, and a lot of times we get so fixated that like we're just one thing, when in fact, like that voice in your head, the Tony voice, is just a part of you, right? So how
Yeah.
do we give more power to the Bruce voice, right? And
Hmm.
so just the one thing stepping off this call that even your listeners that I try to do, dude, try to just notice and observe when Tony comes to play versus when
Hmm.
Bruce comes to play. And let's feed Bruce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Wow, that was crazy. I was
Dude,
not expecting that.
yeah, dude, thank you for being vulnerable, my friend. Thank you for going there with me.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
That was cool.
yeah, of course.
Um,
Because Bruce is within you. You are Bruce, my guy. Arr, arr, arr.
hell yeah, I
Arr,
am.
arr.
Show out because I know it's been an hour and a half, and I'm sure you have stuff to do, and I have to go to bed.
Yeah,
Um, Closing this, what is next for Matt Butler?
yeah. Matt Butler is right now pouring everything he has into his team because at the end of the day, it is always team first, right? My success
Team
does not
first.
team first. My
Okay.
success is negligible, my friend. Like it's going to be a byproduct of how much I can really help my team. So I'm pouring everything into my team and on the forefront is I'm launching something very, very cool for our team. You can find me, by the way, Matt Fricken Butler, Matt.fricken.butler, just as it is on Instagram. But our in-source team is doing some pretty cool stuff right now. And what we're here to do is create leaders who build other leaders, right? So
Oh
heart-led
yeah,
leaders who are building other heart-led leaders who build heart-led leaders until we have this heart-led conscious ecosystem of people who are great at giving outside of themselves. And so you
I
can
love
find us
that.
there. We're here. We're going to create an ecosystem of love and just know that if you ever have something you're struggling with, you're not alone ever. Not just you, Ted, but your listeners. Like, please reach out to me, reach out to our team. We're here to help in any way that we can. And bro, we're getting big. Right now, we're projected to sign on about 100 new people and get the team freaking rolling so we can spread some love.
Yoo-hoo!
Hey,
Let's go.
man.
All right, so you kind of, where can everyone follow your journey?
Yep. So follow me at matt.fricken.butler at Instagram. And then follow InSource H2O on Instagram as well. That'll be our kind of our team page.
Okay.
But dude, I would have all your people, if you guys can, just shoot me a message, a DM of one thing you're trying to get better at on Instagram, and I promise, or one thing that lights you up about life right now, and let's just authentically connect because I'm here to build relationships.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's everyone's homework right now. Write it down and then no, seriously, podcast. And I'm gonna get notified about it. So I would love to see it. And then I'm gonna be like, yo, Matt, screenshot it and be like, yo, Matt, what's up?
Yeah, please, please. And yeah, man, I'm here to be of service to however I can to whoever I can.
And then one last thing. I'd like to leave with someone who may be struggling today.
Yeah, this is a really good question. I would like to leave them a really, really heartfelt message of understanding and true, authentic um, perseverance because I've had really dark times of my life, to many times of where I didn't think it was worth living this life. And I just know how lonely that can be. I know how dark that can be. And I just want you to know that you are never alone. And in fact, I would love to become your best freaking friend because I will love you to death.
Aw, that's awesome. And this is why I fucking love you, Matt. Like you're just
Oh,
one with an immense amount of energy. I fucking love it. I
thank you,
love it.
brother.
So, guys, to sign off, remember sustainability isn't just about the environment, it's about creating a life that you can sustain spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially. Conversation helped you, share it with someone who needs it. We'll see you next time on the podcast, The Drink Sustainability. You,
Thanks for having me, brother.
Matt, thanks for coming on. I
Love you, big
appreciate
dog.
you putting me into, time slot.
Of course.
You have an awesome day and go crush it, man. Just keep
Yes.
crushing it and spreading the word of love and Coast,
You too, brother.
or wherever you are, wherever you go.
Feed that Bruce, brother. Love you.
I will. Love you too.